And I said, man, just like sit in silence. Start there. Start with 6 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever you got of just silence. Let all those thoughts come. I got to do this. I got to do that. I got to remember you start remembering everything and allow that to come and go. Allow that to pass. In the sensory deprivation tank, the average float's about an hour. And it takes about 20 to 30 minutes for your mind, for the dust to settle a little bit. And to allow, you want to call it your soul, your higher self, God, whatever you want to call it, it takes time for that to start to rise out and rise up. How are you? Welcome. If you're enjoying the podcast, do me a favor, subscribe, rate, review, algorithms, podcast, spread the word, tell a friend, right down below. Shock Jock Radio. All right. Welcome to the Vinny Brusco Show podcast. You're listening to the Vinny Brusco Show on WZYX. All right. Right down there. Subscribe. Click. Leave a comment. Click. Thank you. Hope you enjoy this episode, a solo episode. Enjoy.
And here we go.
Hello. I have a friend, a good friend of mine, a buddy, you might call him. And I was having a conversation with him, gave him a big hug. How are you? Good to see you. How's everything? And I asked him a simple question, very simple. How's your soul? Well, didn't this open up Pandora's box for my friend? Didn't this shine a light on a new question that he quite frankly hasn't asked himself in a long time, possibly forever? How is your soul? And he literally said to me, I don't know. I don't know how my soul is, Vin. I haven't been in touch with my soul in a long time. How do you even get in touch with your soul? That's what he said to me. Now, I've had clients before. One stands out to me specifically, very successful man, doing all the things, checking all the boxes. And he said to me, somewhere along the way, I lost my soul. What is your soul? What is the soul? Bart doesn't have a soul. Milhouse has a soul. Lisa has a soul. Nelson has a soul. Bart sold his soul. What is your soul? So I asked him, I said, well, what have you done to try to get in touch with your soul? He's like, I don't even know how to get in touch with my soul. How do you get in touch with your soul? He asked me. I said, the first thing I think, maybe it's not your soul, maybe it's your mind. I don't know. But what feels like the soul is to get still, sit in silence. I think for me personally, and everyone's definition of the soul might be different. I'm sure it is. I'm sure there hasn't been any arguments over this one. Is a combination, right? The essence that lies behind or resides behind your mind, body, and spirit. It's the culmination of the three. Your mind, body, and spirit. That's why you can go into different flow states, physically, mentally, spiritually, right? The soul is probably the spiritual aspect of things, right? So I said to him, listen, man, when was the last time you sat in silence? When was the last time you meditated? When was the last time you did any of these things? Like, never. I don't meditate. What do? I do garden work. And I was like, when's the last time you did anything for yourself? When's the last time you went to the gym? When's the last time you went for a run? When's the last time you did? I don't know. This seems to be, and even with my client in the past, he seemed to also have sacrificed, I'm going to use the word sacrificed a bit, and lost touch with himself, the essence of who he is. And we all get wrapped up in that space. We all get wrapped up in jobs. We all get wrapped up in family. We all get wrapped up in culture. To carve out that time to examine how you are doing, how is your mind, how is your body, how is your spirit, what cylinders are they operating on? Are they firing on all cylinders? Are they lagging behind? Is one behind the other? Where are they energetically? When was the last time? It's that great scene in Fight Club. What do you know? How do you know anything about yourself if you've never been in a fight before? That's a version of it. How do you know anything about yourself if you've never sat in silence? How do you know how your mind works? Because sitting in silence is difficult. It was one of the hardest things I've ever had to do. No question. Is sitting in your own thoughts and your mind. And so many people at the meditate, I can't meditate. My mind doesn't turn off. It just always goes. Yes. Yes. That is the job of the brain. That is the job, to keep yourself going subconsciously and consciously. But there are so many things happening in the subconscious mind that we're not aware of. That's happening anyway. It's happening anyway. And that was my thing about sensory deprivation. I literally thought to myself, I'm afraid of what I'm going to think in a float tank. And then I thought to myself, well, that's scarier than anything you're going to think. And I've told this story before. And I instantly booked my session because I said, there's nothing that's going on here that I already don't know about. It's just a matter of if I want to interface with that. Do I want to have a dialogue with that? So I asked my friend, how is your soul? And he said to me, I don't know. What a question. So him and I started talking, and we started, we had another conversation another day. And I said, man, just like sit in silence. Start there. Start with 6 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever you got of just silence. Let all those thoughts come. I got to do this. I got to do that. I got to remember you start remembering everything, and allow that to come and go. Allow that to pass. In the sensory deprivation tank, the average float's about an hour. And it takes about 20 to 30 minutes for your mind, for the dust to settle a little bit. And to allow, you want to call it your soul, your higher self, God, whatever you want to call it, it takes time for that to start to rise out and rise up. You got to rise up. It takes time. Everything in life takes time, right? Rome wasn't built in a day. I always think of P90X when I think of that quote, because I remember, is it John Bastow? No, it wasn't John Bastow. Who was it? Who did P90X? I have no idea. Leave the comment down below. Whoever hosted P90X, I remember him going, Rome wasn't built in a day, and neither was your body. I'm like, all right. Doing my little Mason twists. That was a big thing, P90X. It was like CrossFit, before CrossFit, but at home. You got to sit in that space. And it's not going to happen in one day. We get wrapped up in this idea that we're going to have the answers to the questions, or we're going to have whatever. We're going to be enlightened in one meditation. It never happens. This never, ever happens. You have to get comfortable with the idea that the end is not the end. There is no finish line. I've talked about it on runs. I've talked about it in meditation. I've talked about it in life. We think that we're going to come to a point where we can just parlay and chill, and everything else is just going to be okay. The minute you think that you've got something under control, chances are very good that's when it starts to slip, right? Diet. Think about your diet. Think about if you want to create a diet, which, again, diets, create a healthy lifestyle. Don't create a diet. I ate a fucking milkshake with pretzels and salted caramel the other day, but made sure I go to jiu-jitsu the next day. I make sure I do something physical. It's okay. Create a healthy balance. And sometimes the scales go one way and sometimes they go the other way. That's all right. Allow the scales to sway. But that's what happens with diet. We get wrapped. I'm going to just fucking eat grilled chicken and broccoli from now until eternity. And then we get all fucked up. We slip up once and it's a calamity of errors because we're not giving ourselves the balance. We're not giving ourselves a energetic, harmonious relationship with our mind, body, and spirit. That's what it boils down to. That's what it means to be how your soul is, harmonious. If someone asked me, how's your soul? I would say harmonious. It is in balance. It's not perfect. Sometimes it's a little bit more this way. Sometimes it's a little bit more that way. But overall, it's balanced. And we get too caught up in the disproportionate energetic pulls in our lives. We think we have to be all things to all people at all times. And we don't give ourselves what we need to fill our cup, to fill our soul. So ask someone in your life, how's your soul? Wow, what a reaction you'll get. Half of them won't even know what to say. Listen, when people say, I say, how you doing? And people go, living the dream. My instant reaction is, as long as it's yours. And they all go, no, it's fine. Oh, that's not my dream. All right. Let's start there. Let's start there. That is it. Ask someone, how's your soul? Get the answer. All right. I'll check you guys out next time. Until then, much love. Peace.